Today's assignment is all about gray. Give me that gray, silver, cool-toned makeup. And I'm going to show you all of my favorite products that I use to accomplish a look like this. Let's go. Starting with eyes, I just want to lay down some white eyeshadow primer. This will ultimately help everything pop more. And now, of course, I have to use my Beauty Bay Smoky palette. If you love a cool tone smoky eye, this palette is a necessity. I'm going to start with this lighter gray called Mountain, picking it up on a big fluffy brush. I'm going to start to put that in and above the crease, smoking that out up to the brow. Staying in this little corner here, I'm going to move to this deeper shade called Highway. Same brush for convenience. I'm going very smoky, so I'm really okay with using the same brush. Focusing this on the outer third of the mobile lid, blending it into the other shade. Whatever's left on the brush after I pack it on the outer third, I take it with the tip of the brush into the rest of the crease. And now look at this, because I used that white base originally, I get this really nice gradient of a bright inner corner out to that dark smoky gray. Now I'm going to switch over to this small flat brush, pick up this dark gray called Onyx, and I'm going to use this really close to the lash line on the outer third, packing it on, just smudging it out a bit, starting to create that kind of smoky wing. I'm going to even connect this to the lower lash line, and because this brush is really flat, I can just go along the entire lash line. I want to reach for an eyeliner. I want something, of course, gray, and I have my Give Beauty liners. I know I have a lighter and a darker. Here they are. This is called Actin Shady. I, of course, need to sharpen that. And I want this in the waterline. There we go. Now I'm going to go in with some of my NYX glitter glue. I like to use this before I place down any shimmer on my lids because it's going to help it stick but also pop. So I place the glue where I'm going to be placing the bulk of the shimmer. And then when you have a palette like this, the debate is always which shimmer do I want to use? Because I'm going to be placing it mostly in the inner part of the eye, I want to go with something light so it doesn't take away from that brightened inner corner that we have going on. I don't know, maybe this one, Frost? Yeah, let's go for it. I always like to apply shimmers with my finger. Just helps it to really like shine, I feel. Oh, that is beautiful. And then I even just diffuse this with the same finger up closer to the brow. I think we made the right choice. Alright, we're going to zoom ahead to face, so give me 1 second. Okay, I am back, and you see I've started my complexion. So now I want to show you my favorite contour combo, which is the cream stick and powder contour from Sephora collection. And the reason this is the best is because it is so cool toned it's almost gray. And that's really important because contour is supposed to mimic shadow. This formula is also super creamy, so it blends out like a dream. Just bounce it into the skin. And do you see that at work? This is going to sculpt the face beautifully. It's not adding a single ounce of warmth, and that's what I want, well, rather don't want, when I do a contour. Contour is supposed to be completely cool toned, and these are the spots that I like to add my contour, but that's going to be different for every face shape. Because I have a big forehead, I like to even get it up here, try to slim it down per se. Of course, I'll even put some on the nose. Just want to add a light blush. I don't want it to really combat the contour. Of course, keeping it cool toned. This is one by Merit Beauty in the shade Beverly Hills. Now it's time for powders, and I always start going from the perimeter of the face in. So I'm going to start with my contour powder, taking it on a medium-sized angled fluffy brush. And this is a matching shade to the cream I use, so it's going to layer perfectly. It's going to mattify but also strengthen that shadow effect. Before powder, after powder, and blends just as beautifully as well. Like, I don't even have to work hard to make this look good. That's how you know it's a really, really good product. So good. Okay, we've jumped ahead once again. I have finished the complexion and now it's time for the lip. And when we're talking cool toned lip, we of course have to use the iconic Makeup Forever lip liner in Endless Cacao. So I like to start by lining my lip as normal with this one. Once my lips are fully lined with Endless Cacao, I then switch over to Limitless Brown. And I use this one to mainly define the Cupid's bow and the middle of the lower lip. Smudge together to fade in, And then I'm going to pick up my Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Forever lipstick in the shade Empowered Beige. So this is a really light fleshy tone color, and I fill in the center. But for the corners of the lips, I'm switching over to the same formula, but in the shade Endless Cacao. Yes, they make this in a lipstick as well, shading in the outer corners and even the outline. Because we are using so many different lip products for one lip combo, it might be helpful to grab a pencil lip brush and just work everything into each other. I love an ombre lip, but it really does take some effort. Then just clean up the lip line with concealer, and you have a beautiful ombre cool toned lip. I do want to add a little sparkle to match the eye, so I'm going to be using the shade Freefall from Kaleidos. Perfection. So there you have it. Those are some of my favorite gray/cool tone products. Let me know what else you might want to see. Bye guys.